In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the best chord voicings for neo soul guitar. Enjoy! So, lesson overview. We're going to start off with closed voice triads. I'm going to show you all the inversions and I'm going to show you how to actually use these in a chord progression. Then I'm going to move on to open voice triads. Open voice triads kind of spread the intervals out. In fact, they're sometimes called spread triads, and they create a really beautiful sound in your triads. From there, we're going to take a look at some more advanced chords. We're going to take a look at shell voicings. Shell voicings are a great way of playing seventh chords, whether that's major 7, minor 7, dominant 7. Again, for all of these different types of voicings, I'm going to show you how to use these voicings in your chord progressions. From there, I'm going to move on to drop voicings. So I'm going to show you drop 2 voicings and drop 3 voicings. If you don't know what they are, I'm going to tell you exactly what they are. So stay tuned. And if you want a PDF that goes into a lot more detail than I'm going to go into in this video, then you can head down to the link in the description and you can grab it there. It's got all the chord shapes, example chord progressions, lots of content for you there. I'm David Lovejoy and my channel is all about helping you create awesome neo soul, R&B and other modern sounds on your guitar. If you're new here and that sounds like your kind of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button and you click the notification bell so that you're notified every single time I release a new video. So let's jump straight into the lesson. Alright, so let's start the lesson off with our first type of voicing, and that's the close voiced triad. So a triad is a 3-note chord. Close voicing means that all the notes are as close together as possible. So let's take a look at how we play a C major. I'm not going to show you every single close voice triangle on the fretboard as we'd be here forever, but as I said, I've got the PDF that will show you all of those, okay? So we're going to take a look at the notes on the top 3 strings for a C major. Here's our root position. Root position means root, 3rd, and 5th. The root's in the bass. Okay? Then if we move to first inversion, we've got that. And then second inversion, we've got that, okay? So we've got 5-5-3 for our root position C major. We've got 8-9-9 for our first inversion C major. And we've got 12-13-12 for our second inversion, okay? First inversion just means the 3rd is in the bass, and second inversion just means the 5th is in the bass, okay? Then we can take a look at how we can do that for a C minor as well. The C minor, we've got 3-4-5. That's our root position. First inversion is 8-8-8. And then second inversion is 12-13-11. Now the reason we want to learn inversions is because it helps us with voice leading. Voice leading refers to how individual notes within the chords move between the chords, okay? So effective voice leading means that the notes in each chord move as little as possible. For example, if I was to play a C major to an F major, okay, I just used root position shapes like I just did. I'm moving from here all the way over here. But if I used inversions, I could do something that looks a bit like this. I'm still playing C to F, but the inversions allow me to move way less than if I was to just use the root position chord, okay? So let's take a look at how we would use voice leading with our close voice triads to create a 2-5-1 chord progression in the key of C. So in the key of C, a 2-5-1 is D minor, G, and C. We don't need to voice lead the first chord, so let's pick any D minor that's available to us. We've got this one, we've got this one, and we've got this one. I'm going to use this one here, so 7-6-5 on the top 3 strings. Okay, that's our root position. Then we've got a G major chord. So we've got different options for the G major. We've got 12-12-10, we've got 4-3-3, and we've got 7-8-7. This 7-8-7 is the closest one to our D minor. Okay, so we're going to use that one. And then we've got C to finish things off. So we're going to play either 5-5-3, 9-8-8, or 12-13-12. And I'm going to choose 9-8-8 because it's closest to the G major voicing that we were just using. Okay, so altogether we've got great, so that's a 2-5-1 in the key of C using close voiced triads. Now let's take a look at our next type of chord voicing, and that's open voice triads. Open voice triads are really, really cool. They create a really beautiful sound, and that is because we are taking the middle note in a triad and raising it an octave. Okay, so if we take a C major triad here, 10, 9, 8 on the D, G and B strings, and we take this middle note, the E, and raise it up an octave to the 12th fret of the high E string, we get this voicing. So we're playing 10 on the D, 8 on the B, and 12 on the G. Okay, that's our root position open voicing for C major. Then let's take a look at the first inversion. We get this. So we're playing 2 on the D, 1 on the B, and 3 on the high E. And then for the second inversion, we're playing 5 on the D, 5 on the B, and 8 on the high E. Now let's take a look at the shapes you would use for a minor chord. 10 on the D, 8 on the B, and 11 on the E. That's a C minor root position triad, okay? Open voicing. Then for first inversion, we'd play 1 on the D, 1 on the B, and 3 on the high E. Now this second inversion voicing is a little bit tricky. We're going to play 5 on the D, 4 on the B, and 8 on the high E. Alternatively, instead of playing this 4th fret on the B, you could play the 8th fret on the G, and you'd get this shape. We're playing 5 on the D, 8 on the G, and 8 on the high E, okay? So those are our voicings. Yeah, let's take a look at how we would play a 2-5-1 in the key of C using open voicings. So to start off, we've got D minor. So our options for D minor would be 12, 10, 13 here. There'd be 3, 3, 5 here. And there would also be, this one, the shape's always really tricky to remember. There we go, 7, 6, 10, okay? I'm going to choose this one here, 3 on the D, 3 on the B, and 5 on the high E, okay? So that's our first inversion D minor chord. Then we've got to play a G major. We've got this root position shape here for G major. That's the closest one to the D minor, okay? So we're playing 5 on the D, 3 on the B, and 7 on the high E. And then we've got to play a C major. So we've got, of course, this version, 10, 8, 12. We've got 2, 1, 3. We've also got 5, 5, 8. 5, 5, 8 is the closest one to the other two. So altogether, we've got... And that's how you would play a 2-5-1 using open voicings. The next type of voicing is shell voicings. Shell voicings are very, very interesting. This is how we can play 7th chords now. So major 7, minor 7, dominant 7th chords. What shell voicings do is if we take a standard 7th chord, we've got root, 3rd, 5th, and 7th. We take out the 5th and we have a root voicing. The 3rd and the 7th and the root are our shell voicing. We can do this because the 5th doesn't really tell us anything about the chord. If you notice, a major 7, a minor 7, and a dominant 7th all have that perfect 5th interval. So if we take it out, we're not going to notice any difference in the chords, okay? It's the 3rd and the 7th in our chords that give us all the information about those chords and tell us the quality of the chords, whether it's a major 7, a minor 7, or a dominant 7. So let's take a look at how we can play some major 7 voicings using shell voicings. First of all, we're going to play a C major 7 chord, okay? So we're going to play on the D, G, and B strings. We're playing 10, 9, and 12. Then we're going to take a look at first inversion. That was root position. This is first inversion now. We're going to play 2, 4, 1. And then the final shape is 9, 5, 5. So we've got... Now let's take a look at some minor shapes that we can use. So we're playing 10 on the D string. This is going to be a C minor 7, okay? So we're playing 8 on the G and 11 on the B. That's our root position, C minor 7. Then if we move to first inversion, we've got this. 1, 3, 1. And then finally, we've got 8, 5, 4, another tricky voicing here. Bit of a stretch, but it sounds pretty cool. Now let's take a look at how we can play a dominant 7 chord using shell voicing. So here's our root position, playing 10, 9, 11. Then with the 3rd in the bass, we're playing 2, 3, 1. And with the 7th in the bass, we're playing 8, 5, 5. So now let's examine how we can play a 2-5-1 in the key of C using shell voicings. All right, so let's start off with our D minor 7. We've got these options here. We've got 12, 10, 13. We've got 3, 5, 3. And we've also got 10, 7, 6. Let's do 3, 5, 3. Then for the G dominant 7 chord, which is our 5 in the 2-5-1, we've got 5, 4, 6. We have also got 9, 10, 8. And then we've also got 3, 0, 0. Okay, we're going to use 5, 4, 6. So it's the smallest jump between the D minor and the G7, okay? Then we've got C major 7, so we're playing either 10, 9, 12, 2, 4, 1, or 9, 5, 5. And I'd say the 9, 5, 5 is the smallest jump. So altogether we've got this. Very interesting sound there. Now we move on to drop voicings. So drop voicings are a very interesting type of voicing. They apply for any 4-note chord, but we're going to use them for major 7, minor 7, dominant 7th chord. Each note in a chord is going to be assigned a number, okay? So let's play C major 7 here. We've got the notes C, E, G, and B, okay? The highest note B is going to be assigned number 1. The second highest note is going to be assigned the number 2. Third highest note is going to be assigned number 3. And the fourth highest note is going to be assigned number 4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to be playing drop 2 voicing. So we're going to take note number 2, yeah, which is our G, and we're going to drop that down an octave. And we get that sound. So let's take a look at all the inversions for a C major 7 drop 2 voicing. We're going to use the top string set again. So we're playing 10, 12, 12, 12 on the top 4 strings. That's root position. Then for first inversion, we are going to play 2, 4, 1, 3. Second inversion, we're going to play 5, 5, 5, 7. And then third inversion, we're going to play 9, 9, 8, 8. Then we've also got minor 7 chords that we can play. So let's take a look at how we can play minor 7 drop 2 voicings. Okay, we're going to play a C minor 7 as usual. Okay, 10, 12, 11, 11. That's our root position. First inversion is 1, 3, 1, 3. Second inversion is 5, 5, 4, 6. And then third inversion is 8, 8, 8, 8. Okay, so we've got... We can also take a look at dominant 7th chord. So we've got, for a C dominant 7 chord, we've got root position 10, 12, 11, 12. Then for first inversion, we've got 2, 3, 1, 3. Second inversion, we've got 5, 5, 5, 6. And then third inversion, we've got 8, 9, 8, 8. So let's take a look at how we can play a 2-5-1 in C using drop 2 voicings. First of all, we've got D minor 7. So here are our voicings for D minor 7. 0, 2, 1, 1. 3, 5, 3, 5, 7, 7, 6, 8, and 10, 10, 10, 10. I'm going to use 7, 7, 6, 8. Okay, so we're going to play a G7 next. So our voicings for G7 are 5, 7, 6, 5, 7, 9, 10, 8, 10, 12, 12, 12, 13, and 3, 4, 3, 3. Obviously, the closest one to our D minor 7 voicing is our root position, which is 5, 7, 6, 7. And then finally, we've got C major 7, which we went over for the first set of drop 2 voicings. We've got 10, 12, 12, 12. We've got 2, 4, 1, 3. We've got 5, 5, 5, 7. And we've got 9, 9, 8, 8. Okay, 5, 5, 5, 7 is, of course, the closest option. So our 2-5-1 using drop 2 voicings and voice leading looks like this. Starting to sound a little jazzy now. That's drop 2 voicings. Now we're moving on to drop 3 voicings. Just like drop 2 voicings where we drop note number 2 down an octave, drop 3 voicings, we're going to drop note 3 down an octave, okay? So the third highest note is going down an octave. So let's take a look at how we can play some C major 7 voicings using drop 3 voicings. So root position, we've got that, 3 on the A, and then 4, 5, 3 on the top 3 strings. Then we've got this one. This is my favourite one. We're playing 7 on the A, then we're playing 5, 8, 7 on the top 3 strings. Then we move to this stretchy one. We're playing 10 on the A string, 9 on the G, 12 on the B, and 8 on the high E string. And then finally, we're playing 14 on the A, 12, 13, 12 on the top 3 strings. So we've got Then we can take a look at how to play a C minor 7 using drop 3 voicings. Okay, root position. So we're playing 3 on the low E, 3, 4, 3 on the top 3 strings. Then we can move to first inversion where we're playing 6 on the low E, then 5, 8, 6 on the top 3 strings. Then we can take a look at second inversion now. So we're playing 10 on the A, then we're playing 8, 11, 8 on the top 3 strings. And then finally we're playing 13 on the A string, this is for third inversion, and 12, 13, 11 on the top 3 strings. So altogether we've got and finally we can take a look at dominant 7 drop 3 voicings. Okay, so we're playing root position, C dominant 7, 3 on the A string, 3, 5, 3 on the top 3 strings. Then we're going to take a look at first inversion. So we're playing 7 on the A string, then we're playing 5, 8, 6 on the top 3 strings. Then we're going to play, for second inversion, 10 on the A string and 9, 11, 8 on the high E on the top 3 strings. And then finally we're going to play this awkward voicing, which is 13 on the A string, and then 12, 13, 12 on the top 3 strings. Alright, so let's take a look at how we can play our 2-5-1 using drop 3 voicings. Okay, so I'm going to use a root position, D minus 7. Then for our G7, okay, we've got all these different options. We've got 10, 10, 12, 10. We've also got 2, 0, 3, 1. We've also got 5, 4, 6, 3. And then we've also got 8, 7, 8, 7. Of course, 5, 4, 6, 3 is the closest one. The least movement between chord voicings. Okay, so we've got. And then we've got our final chord, which is C major 7. And of course, the root position is the closest voicing. So let's take a listen to that. So the next step in improving your chord voicings would be to learn them all over the fretboard, and you can do that with my book Chord Charisma. Chord Charisma 2.0 is a complete guide to writing incredible, jaw-dropping chord progressions. Everything you need to know about harmony and chords is contained within this book. It will take you through the basics of building tension and releasing your chord progressions, and will build upon this foundation with more advanced concepts like jazzy extended chords, borrowed chords from other keys, and cool substitutions to take your chord progression knowledge and ability to the next level. There is a serious amount of content in this book, but it's laid out in a structured fashion with action steps at the end of each chapter to make sure you fully internalized and are actually able to use what you've learned from the book in your playing. That's really, really important. It's a very practical book which will get you writing new progressions straight away, guaranteed. You'll also have access to personal feedback on your progressions from me via the Chord Charisma Facebook community. And as a bonus, I've thrown in a soloing guide to go with the book, so you won't get lost when you're trying to play licks over your new and improved chord progressions. Head to the link in the description to grab your copy of Chord Charisma 2.0 today.